Mr. B, XRP here, and welcome back. Looks like the market is still on a down slide here, and let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the prices. Look, the extreme fear yesterday was at like 42. Today it's at 21, and 50 is neutral. So we went from fear to extreme fear. We doubled. And look, for the new people, you can't be fearful. I've once heard somebody say in the digital asset space, you can't expect hundreds of percent gains if you can't handle 10 or 20% losses. And it can be, it can be hard to take when you're new, but hang in there and you'll survive it. So Bitcoin's at 102,774. It looks like Polymarket might be right. It might dip below 100,000. Ethereum's at 3,477. Tether's still holding comfortably at $1. And XRP's at $2.26, and it's fluctuating as I'm looking at it. So today is a big day. It's the opening of Swell. And this video was put out by Ripple. For me, it looks like the most elegant Swell ever. I've been to two. I've been to Singapore, and I was at the Swell in London, which was really nice. But this one looks like they cranked it up a whole nother notch. Yeah, really, really nice. Yeah, I mean, look, Ripple has an office in New York City, so it's no surprise to me that they really cranked it up a notch. So this is interesting. This has never happened before at a Swell, to my knowledge. Actually, it's never happened before. They are publicly airing Swell, so you can watch it on X if you want to. And just go ahead and search for the link, Swell Live, Ripple Swell 2025 Live, and there's links everywhere. But this is fantastic that you can sit at home and watch it. They used to have an option to where if you were invited to Swell but you couldn't attend, you can watch it from home. But that was only for people that were invited. Now the public can watch it, which I think is very, very interesting. And I hope that we see some announcements come out of this Swell. That would be really, really great. And we'll keep our eyes on that. This was Ashish Birla today. And the other thing is CoinDesk is live at Swell. I don't ever remember them being live at Swell before. I could be wrong. But here was Ashish Birla talking about Evernorth.
In the future at Evernorth is also plug into the DeFi ecosystem. We can earn yield on that treasury. Now you think about how hard that is for individuals, even for myself as a crypto, OG as they call, it is a lot to unpack to participate in the DeFi ecosystem. What I'm excited about is bringing that with a couple of clicks. You can go add the stock, but then you get exposure to all that great goodness that could potentially be coming down the line in the DeFi ecosystem. But to start, we're going to go and earn yield on the treasury using traditional methods. And so, we'll have a blend, but when the DeFi ecosystem starts to grow and mature with the right kind of controls, we'll be ready to participate in that ecosystem. And we want to build that right on top of the ledger, XRP ledger.
I am a fan of that.
Okay, I didn't think you were.
I am a fan. You can speak for me anytime, Andy. I want to touch on why now is the right time a little bit. Like we mentioned, you were building within the Ripple ecosystem at Ripple for 12 years. Now you stepped outside building.
So now institutions are going to be able to gain yield using Evernorth, and we're expecting to see yield offered from Ripple in some capacity or one of the Ripple-based companies to retail investors here in the near future. And I think we're going to see it on a lot of the platforms as well. So, look, with yield comes risk. The question is, what is the risk? Is it measured risk? A lot of the DeFi platforms that have yield now, for me, the risk is too high. But when they reduce the risk, I'll certainly be interested in yield. This was from Dom Kwok from EZA. I see everyone asking for more pics of Ripple Swell, so I will be posting even more pics. In fact, I'm going to post so many pics, you'll even get tired of the pics. You'll say, please, please, you're posting too many pics. We can't take any more. Dom, it's too many pics. He has a real, those brothers have a real Trump vibe to them. They really do, and I can hear it in the way they talk. This was interesting from Bank XRP. He's showing the location of BlackRock and the Ripple Swell event. It's right next door. I mean, look at that. That is. I'm gonna do that again. Look, Ripple Swell. There's the billboard. BlackRock. Pretty cool stuff for sure. I think he might live in New York. Actually, I met him in New York one time. This is someone from Standard Charter, and I'm just going to dip in for about 10-15 seconds on this. I wanted you to hear this.
I guess my stronger conviction now is my medium-term view, which is that by the end of 2028, so by the time Trump leaves office, we'll get to 500,000 Bitcoin, and that for me it's really just a flow story.
So they're calling for a $500,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2028. So it seems reasonable to me for sure. This was interesting. This is Raoul Pal, and they're talking about how big they think the crypto market's going to get. Now remember, the crypto market's just under $4 trillion. Listen to this.
But that's a small part of the overall space. So if we're going to $100 trillion, how big is Bitcoin in that? 20 trillion? 25 trillion? Well, there's 75 trillion of other value. And that's what crypto is. It's the technology part of blockchain. How else can you use blockchain? And it was smart contracts that really changed everything.
And if that crypto thesis plays out, how would you explain that to an institutional investor? How does that future financial system on the blockchain look like? Where do you see the biggest potential?
So in the financial markets, everything will go on chain. So all equities will go on chain, quicker settlement. We're seeing money going on chain in terms of stablecoins. We'll see every derivative will end up being an NFT because they're just individualized contracts that can be settled instantaneously. That's what prediction markets are. They're basically derivative markets. So all of this is a much more efficient way of ownership, monitoring flows, security, everything. So the financial system will en masse move entirely to this framework. It makes much more sense.
Everything is going to be moving on chain, blockchain. Every financial instrument, every piece of owned assets are going to be moved on blockchain. This is not some theory anymore. It's happening, and it's happening right now. Hey, I wanted to jump to this real quick. This is my blockchain bootcamp. So if you haven't heard, I have developed 2 training programs, one for people that are new to crypto, one for financial advisors to learn about crypto. As we're getting closer to the Thanksgiving season here, and where it's right around the corner, if you have any friends, family members, or colleagues that might want to learn about crypto, this might be a great thing to refer them to. And I'm going to play this short clip for you, if it'll play.
Right now, but most people still don't truly understand it. I'm Nick Birafedo, creator of Blockchain Bootcamp, the fastest way to become crypto fluent in just 90 minutes. No hype, no jargon, just clear, real-world education. Choose the retail or financial advisor edition and finally understand wallets, custody, and how blockchain is transforming finance. And if you're already crypto-centric and blockchain native, it's the perfect way to help a friend, family member, or colleague learn crypto the right way. If you've got 90 minutes, I'll transport you years ahead in your crypto knowledge. Enroll today at CryptoCoachNick.com.
So CryptoCoachNick.com, if you're interested, there's some more information there. You can even go into the different chapters, the modules. You can see what you can learn. It's a great way to take the burden of teaching other people crypto off your plate, because I know if you've been here a while, you're probably like me, and you've taught, dozens and dozens of people what it's about, why it's important, what's going to happen, what does the future look like. If you're tired of doing that, you don't have to do it anymore. I've got it all set up. And also, I have for between now and the end of the month, I have a discount. It is XRP 589, and it's a 25% discount off the program. And when you check out, you can actually check out and call it a gift and gift it to someone, should you want to gift it to anyone. So please check it out if you know anybody that needs to learn about digital assets. That's it for this one. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Always do your own research. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.